Hello, can all you people out there in movie land hear me? This is AT Gonzalez with SoftwareAgentsHQ. I'd say I'm here with Sammy G. Sam is taking a quick siesta, a quick pregame siesta, like they do in the NFL. So I'm leading here for the first quarter, not even. Can you even call it quarters? I don't know how long this will be going on here. So we're continuing our run of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duel of Soul, the English language version of the first Game Boy Advance Yu-Gi-Oh! Game on Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection. Here I see Nick and I see Sparky. So good to see y'all. And another one of my friends in Discord who refuses to be identified. So I felt pretty good about the past few streams. I just want to make sure our audio was good. A few people commented, like 2 or 3 people said that the game audio was a little bit too loud last time. So we're just trying to make an effort to speak up. Today we're going to be tackling Tier 3 in the campaign. Excuse me. I made some changes to the deck. Sam had a few complaints, and I don't know if I'll be, revealing all the secrets, but I tried to go for a few things that would be meta at the time and also anti-meta. So I think we have a nice deck here that will counter some of the strategies of this tier and also pack a little bit of a punch. Hey, the new Duelist in the house. Verify the info using the L and R buttons. I just like doing that every time. So Nick says the mic audio is good. That's good. Excuse me. So yeah. Third tier is Merrick and his goons. The ghouls, as they would be called in the original manga. And perhaps erroneously, the rare hunters in the 4Kids dub. Nick made a reference to Sting. Why are we talking about Sting? I just want an explanation. I swear I must hear Sting every single day I go out. If I don't hear a Police song, I hear some of his solo work. Alright, so there's 5 opponents in this tier. They're significantly tougher than the ones from the other tier, so that's why I had to beef up the deck a little bit. What I would like to know is which of these guys you want us to duel first. We have to defeat all these opponents 4 times each to advance to the next tier. So the game is getting progressively more difficult, but it's cool. We can handle it. So first opponent is Loomis and Umbra, 2-1. Arcana, the Rare Hunter, also sometimes known as Seeker, Strings, and Merrick Ishtar. So, what opponent should I duel? We have to battle everybody and have to do it 4 times. So I'll let you guys figure it out. If you don't get a response in less than a minute, I'll just pick one randomly. That's how it'll go. Quiet crowd. I'm gonna do one randomly. So pay attention to the screen. Umbra, alright, Loomis and Umbra. Or Umbra and Loomis as they arrange it here. Nick was talking about Bill O'Reilly flipping out. It's funny you say that. I don't want to talk about him too much because he's a little, in his own words, dicey. But he was... A few people were letting me know that he was talking to Stephen A. Smith. And I saw a little bit of that. Okay. What does that mean, play us out? That's one of the most tone-deaf things about Bill O'Reilly I've heard. Actually, I have a Sting story, but if you want the Sting story, we have to do the duel. So let's see. Let's go through the duel first. Ah, we forgot to introduce ourselves. We are assassins of the ghouls. Now that's a localization error, because they don't really use the ghouls' name in English. The fools. They can't keep their story straight. Loomis and Umbra. You will never conquer us with that deck. I don't know. So in the manga, Loomis and Umbra, they were a tag team duelists who used mask-themed deck and cards. Unfortunately, those cards didn't exist in the real game at the time, so their deck is a little bit random, but it does contain some pretty powerful cards of the era. So let's get started. I'm drawn. My hand is Cyberjar, Polymerization, Cyberstein, Dark Hole, Vorse Raider, and Dimensional Warrior. I'll lead the assault with Vorse Raider and pass. Let's see, opponent draws, sets a monster in a back row. I'm gonna draw, and I'm gonna play Graceful Charity, which I just drew. I get to draw 3 and discard 2, so I'll discard that. I don't have an immediate need for that. And then I'm gonna use Mystical Space Typhoon on that back row. What was it? Horn of Heaven. Not a terribly outlandish threat, but, you know. I'll summon Cyberstein, or Steen. I guess it would be Steen, or Frankenstein. Cyberstein, yeah, Cyberstein, my mistake. I'll use Cyberstein's effect, pay 5,000 life points, get out that Blue Eyes ultimate. Big beater. Kaiba would be very proud, or he would be jealous, I'm not sure which. Vorse Raider attacks their set Wall of Illusion, which bounces Vorse Raider back to the hand. But that's okay, because we're going to do 5,200 damage. And if you guys could let us know how the audio is. I'm still trying to figure out these angles here. But quite a bit of damage. I can't do anything else, so I end my turn. Opponent summons Bystro Butcher. Can I do anything? I could, but I'm choosing not to. He attacks Cyberstein. Take 1,100 damage. That's a little bit tough, but Bystro Butcher lets you draw 2 cards. They have nothing to protect themselves. They're wide open. I'm gonna attack for game. Oh, I miscalculated. Darn it. He still had 100 life points left. That was a little bit arrogant of me. But let's see what I can do. I can't play Fusion Sage. I don't have any more polymerizations left in my deck. I'm gonna set that guy, the Mystery Monster, and end my turn. So he plays Giant Trinade. I'm gonna chain with Waboku. Might be a little hasty, but you know, I don't know what's up. So I can't take any damage this turn. He's going to attack my set monster, which is Dimensional Warrior. Who Dimensional Warrior will banish them both. I love that banish sound effect, yeah. You don't hear it very often in these games. Dimensional Warrior was like the second card to have a banish effect. Now, to those who don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, what's common in a lot of card games, I'm about to win this turn, unless they have Karibo, which I know they don't. So, in card games, you have your deck, you have your discard pile, and in some games, your deck is called your library, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Your deck is your deck. And a lot of games, your discard pile will be your graveyard or cemetery, and Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the graveyard. Now, there is another zone on the field, which is another dimension, kind of beyond life and death. Earlier, they call this being removed from play. It'll say right here on Dimensional Warriors text that the monsters were were removed from the game. You can see right there. This was, I think, a pretty advanced concept. It's almost like a second discard pile. And there's even another property of the Banish Zone. Cards can get banished face down, which I might be able to demonstrate at some point, and I attack for game. It's one thing that gives this game some depth, but this is a pretty wild mechanic that is really just starting to get its footing at this point. It's all your fault. Yours. It's because you said, you moron. Moron. You stupid head. This is... That's why losers don't win. And then I get a bunch of cards I have. Alright. So, there's one card. There's exactly one card in these days that banishes cards face down. This would become... They would really expand this mechanic many years later. But Light Force Sword is a trap that banishes a card from your opponent's hand, a random card, for 4 turns. So, let's see if I draw it. I'm being a little bit like Yugi anime luck. It's like, oh, I'm gonna add this card to my deck. I hope I draw it. So, here's the system odds here. So, Loomis and Umbra weren't too tough. They just kind of just have generically powerful cards, and I have some too, but my strategy is better. Who would you guys like us to try? I called a vote earlier. There was a very poor turnout at the polls, but who would you like me to try? Remember, we have to battle everybody at least 4 times. We have to beat them 4 times. Let's see. Sam says the bald one with the eye on the head. You know his name. Who are you? Strings. So in the anime manga, Strings, or the Pantomimer, was a duelist that Merrick controlled with his Millennium Rod. He had a slime deck with Humanoid Slime and Humanoid Wormdrake and Revival Gem. And he also... Oh, that was Nick, okay. And he also had Slifer, the Sky Dragon, or the Saint Dragon of Osiris. Now, once again, like Loomis and Umbra, these cards they didn't exist at that time, so... Once again, we just kind of deal with a generically powerful deck, but my cards are generically powerful too here. So, he goes on the defensive with the set monster, and Swords of Revealing Light, being very defensive here. So, I'm going to set Cyberjar, and I don't think he has a good counterplay for that, so just go on him. He summons Bystro Butcher, flips up Witch of the Black Forest, attacks my set monster, which is Cyberjar, which blows up the field. Then we excavate 5 cards and special summon any level 4 or lower monsters, if applicable. So he sets Magician of Faith, Dark Elf, that could cause some trouble, and draws a few powerful spell cards. I'm going to defend with my Witch of the Black Forest. And Versago the Destroyer, who else? Now, his Witch of the Black Forest got sent to the grave, so he gets Dark Elf in his hand. Dark Elf pays 1,000 life points to attack and destroy my Witch of the Black Forest. And I'm going to use it to get Summon Skull from my deck to my hand. Hopefully Sam won't think it's blasphemy. I did remove the blue eyes from the decks. That was kind of a showcase last time. We can always add them back, no worries. But unfortunately you can only have 1 deck in this game. So let's see here. I have a lot of cards in my hand. There's a lot of things I can do. So I'm going to use... I'm really hoping I get some back row removal. I play Pot of Greed, draw those 2 cards. Man, nothing. I'm going to defend with Wall of Illusion. Set a back row. I'm going to use... No, I'm going to cross out to banish his set monster, which is Magician of Faith. He gets the other one in the deck. These are back during the times where you could have multiple. Clover wants to know who's the secret boss that plays tier limits. That's a Shizu. She's in the next game. Let's see. I'm going to set that back row. And I can't do anything. I'm going to set that. I had too many cards in my hand. I don't want to discard anything. And go for turn. He has Dimensional Warrior. Okay. He's going to attack Versago the Destroyer, which banishes him. That's a little bit frustrating because I was trying to use that to summon a fusion monster, but it's okay. We good. We're good. He pays 1,000 life points and gets bounced. Opponent discards. I draw. I'm gonna summon Dimensional War. Giant Rat. Who I'm gonna use to search out Dimensional Warrior. Shh! Don't tell him. Dark Elf. He pays 1,000 life points. That just seems a little bit too steep. Back in these days, there were not too many life point gaining cards. To give you some perspective, there really weren't that many. Not even Solemn Wishes existed back then. Do you wish to special summon a monster to the field? I'm gonna go Nimble Mamanga. I put Nimble Mamanga in the deck because that's one of the few that increases your life points. Some of these opponents are jerks who use burn cards. So you have to be a little bit... You have to be offensive, but you have to be a little bit defensive too. I feel like that's the general strategy of these games. If you're too offensive, it can come back and bite you in the buttocks. I played Change of Heart to take control of Dark Elf. What else can I do? I'm going to summon White Magical Hat. And I'm going to equip it with Black Pendant. I'm going to give White Magical Hat 500 more attack. Now I'll set a back row, and I might be able to go for game, actually. Who's the strongest monster in Z-Graves? Yeah. Yeah, we're going for game. Now, White Magical Hat, I'll just want to show off its effect. When it does damage to your opponent, they discard a card from their hand. So, pretty decently powerful. Remember, one of these duelists, they have an Exodia in their deck. So, you don't want them to be doing that. And I'll attack with Dimensional Warrior. Nick says, looks like this duel has no strings attached. That reminds me, I don't know why, but it reminds me I was trying to tell you a story about Sting. You win. He has nothing interesting to say. So, Patrick Stewart, who hopefully y'all know who Patrick Stewart is. Y'all know who Sting is. Patrick Stewart. Sting, Patrick Stewart. So, there was this interview I found of him where he said that he first met... Seriously, guys, everything is connected. It is like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He met Sting for the first time on the set of the Dune movie. The one that was directed by David Lynch, which we're talking about Twin Peaks. I've been going through a bit of a David Lynch renaissance phase, so it all comes back to you. It really is. Life is like Boomerang from Cartoon Network. And Patrick Stewart apparently had like no idea who Sting was, which is crazy because he was like one of the biggest musicians at the time. And he's like, oh, who are you? And Sting was like, I'm Sting. Yeah, some sort of musician, correct? What band do you play in? The Police. And Patrick thought it was a police band. That's really funny. A story that I think is less interesting is that one of my ex-girlfriends met Sting very casually. That's pretty cool. But she's not here today. Anyways, let's continue. There will be no success for you as long as you are opposing our tag team. I really should have asked you guys who to do again, but sorry, I meant to poll y'all. But we do have to battle everybody a few times. So we'll go with Loomis and Umbra again. I feel pretty good about these deck changes. I summon Dimensional Warrior. Set a back row, and my turn. So he plays Giant Trinade, which returns my back row to my hand, but it's okay. I'm gonna sit that back row, and then I play Nobleman of Crossout. Nobleman of Crossout, another early banishing card, so that banishes a face-down monster. He reveals Maneater Bug, and if it has a flip effect, the remaining copies get removed from both players' decks. But he only has one, so that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna go for an attack now. He has a back row. We don't know what it is. It's Mirror Force. That's a little bit of a bummer, but I do have reserves, so it's all good. Do I have any other moves I can do? I had a feeling he'd do that, so just a classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Fundamental, don't overextend. I go on the defensive. He blows up my back row with Heavy Storm. He goes defensive, but I got Life Force Sword, so I can show you guys. Old school banishing. Old school banishing. There weren't even enough banish cards to even really make a banishing strategy, so I'm just going for just kind of a general aggro strategy with a little bit of defense. I play my second Ultimate Cross out to banish his set monster. Make sure you target his monster. It automatically, the cursor automatically goes to my card, and I'm not banishing my card. Banishes his Wall of Illusion. Their Wall of Illusion, because it's two guys. I flip out my Wall of Illusion. It's a little bit of a mirror match. Set a back row. And I'm going to attack directly. What I'm about to do, I think, might be a little... Clover says he blows out your bat. What a troublemaker. My Wall of Illusion attacks. This might be just a little bit overly defensive, but if anything happens to Wall of Illusion, I don't immediately have a card to replace it. So I play Swords of Revealing Light. He can't attack me for 3 turns. And for turn, they draw a card. He plays Pot of Greed. I'm going to play Light Force Sword. This randomly banishes a card from their hand face down. So I don't get to see what it is, but just denying them of cards is a good thing. It's not like... The game would get to a point where the graveyard would essentially become almost like a second hand, and there's some bad and good that comes with that. I'm not necessarily going to pretend that that's like the be-all, end-all of the game, but sometimes some strategies just destroying your opponent's cards, it can be beneficial to them, and can make getting over certain situations tricky, but... Wall of Illusion will attack the set monster. Not a lot of attack, but we're just going to attack. It's Hane Hane, who bounces a monster. So, Wall of Illusion, the bouncer has become the bounced. Sanyan, my little pumpkin guy, goes on the offensive, dealing a devastating 1,000 damage. They set a monster. I draw a card, and Sam's giving me some kind of signals. What signals are you giving me, Sam?
Oh, I was just gonna step in, turn on that camera. Well,
there you go.
Hello.
So you're finally ready to join the world, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I bring Wall of Illusion back. Oh, I don't know what you mean. He blows your back. I feel like there's a joke here, but I'm
making
not.
it inappropriate in your windows.
Okay. Dimensional Warrior's gonna banish that set monster. I take damage, but they're both banished. I wasn't expecting that interaction. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but I'll take it because it's a video game. Wall of Illusion does 1,000 damage. Sanyan goes for 1,000. Half their life points are gone. I have my turn. I'm gonna set that. Bring back Dimensional Warrior. I don't think that interaction was supposed to happen. Just something about that seems a bit iffy to me. But Dimensional Warrior's back. He's back. I attack. Okay, it is Cyberjar. That does blow up the whole field, which includes my side of the field, but let's excavate those 5 cards. Divorce Raider. And that's all I got.
How does the banish work with Dimensional Warrior?
After damage calculation, both monsters get banished.
Did Cyberjar get banished?
No, because it wasn't still on the field when it resolved. Because Sanyan got sent to the graveyard, I add a monster from my deck to my hand, so I'm gonna go with Cyberstein.
So Cyberjar destroyed Dimensional Warrior before it could banish.
I think a glitch just happened. I think a glitch just happened. Well, that's great. Okay, guys, I think a glitch just happened. So, I think the game intended to blow up Cyberjar, and then that set monster got banished, and then the game got confused here. So the card. Oh wait, no, that's from Light Force Sword. But Crest Clown should not be banished. That's huh. Well, we just demonstrated a glitch. All right.
Well, you used the Dimensional Warrior with it.
What?
You used Dimensional Warrior when you fought with it.
No, Crest Clown got banished.
Yeah.
When Cyberjar's effect resolved, Crest Clown got banished. That shouldn't happen.
Hmm.
So there's a goof right there. We need a judge to shut this duel down. He sets a monster in 3 back row. All right, let's get rid of that back row. Uh-oh. Alright, I'll defend with that. And then I say always blind MS2. Straight that back row, what was it? So that leaves me with one more mystery back row. Spellbinding Circle. That's not a terribly active threat, but Force Raider attacks. It's Labyrinth Wall. They tribute set Labyrinth Wall. That's a little tricky to get over. Well, there was, if you were paying attention, there was a glitch that happened. There was an honest-to-goodness glitch. We might have to clip that. Your opponent set a monster.
That wasn't from earlier in the game? I thought Cyberjar was the only card on the field.
Yeah, but Crest Clown shouldn't have gotten banished. Because Dimensional Warrior didn't interact with it. Summon Cyberstein. Pay 5,000, get out that Blue Eyes Ultimate. We have got to break through that defense. Well, his ultimate attacks Labyrinth Wall. I hope it's not Mirror Force. I hope it's not Widespread Ruin. Okay. Breaking through the Labyrinth. Which that became a real deck many years later. Something like it. He summons Crest Clown. He's gonna try to attack Cyberstein, but I got Wabaco. So I take no damage. And the monster's not destroyed. Not much of anything happens. Defend with Cyberstein. So I definitely have field advantage here, but my life points are a little bit low. Blue Eyes ultimate attacks Crest Clown. A lot of damage, now I'm in the lead. Force Raider's gonna attack that set monster. Blast Sphere, ooh, that's really bad. I hope I didn't summon any okay, I'm gonna tribute Force Raider to summon Skull. That gets rid of Blast Sphere. Yes, Trap Hole though, okay. If Blast Sphere went off, I would have lost the game next turn. So that was a little scary. Let's set a monster. I'm gonna flip up Nimble Momonga. And I'll summon another Nimble Momonga. Blue Eyes ultimate attacks this set monster. This could be the final lap. And guys, let us know, what opponent would you like me to duel next? Morphing Jar. Too little, too late. We discard 5 and draw 5. Or we discard our entire hands and draw 5. But it's too little, too late. It's all your fault. Yours. It's because you said, you moron. Moron, you stupid. We might have to do 2 voices because it's 2 of us. Alright, guys. Today's the delivery day for your crappy cards. You open the pages and see what 5 cards you obtain. Now, Sam always wants to see them. Well, okay, I always have a soft spot for Karibo. Steel Shell, old school water card. I don't think they ever released this card in English. Karibo. Cutie. Invigoration, old school, equip card. That was released in English. Giant Flea. It delivers what it promises. Actually, it's one of the more powerful insects of its era. And the cool polymerization. Okay. Which of the tier 3 opponents should we go up against? So then Luminous Umber twice. Strings once. We haven't done Arcana, Rare Hunter, or Merrick. I feel like we should do Merrick last. He's considered to be one of the tougher opponents in this game. And just gotta build up to it. But
they just call the middle one Rare Hunter?
Well, Seeker is a name that they kind of made up for him in localization. I think in the manga he was always called the Rare Hunter. But I don't really mind either term, but I think officially he was just a nameless Rare Hunter or the Exodia Rare Hunter. Guys, who should we duel? No,
I'd say do the Rare Hunter.
Okay, yeah. He actually uses the Exodia deck, so this one's a little bit tricky to get over. Hehe, what rare cards do you have in your deck for me today? I, Rare Hunter, will be your partner. Partner? Don't you mean opponent? That's what is it like dancing partner? Okay. I won the rock, paper, scissors. Well, we know that he uses Exodia, so we gotta tear that hand apart. What do we have here? Try to win quickly. Fortunately, I don't have any in my hand disruption cards here, so set a monster, set a back row, and let's pass. Giant Trunade, I'm not going to counter that. Graceful Charity.
That'd be a wild way to win.
Yeah, it would have been. But the thing is, could I do something? I could do something. Might be a bit reckless, but I'll do Dark Hole. Blows up both of our sides of the field. The whole field. What was the monster? It was a big eye. Okay. Do Cyberstone. Pay 5,000. Get out that Blue Eyes Ultimate. Which will most often be your move. Very, very rarely will you be making another move like that. Set a back row, and then do 5,200 damage. So that does put me in the lead, but still a chance he might recover. Nick says, I called GameStop to ask if they have Donkey Kong Country, so I'm somewhat of a Rare Hunter myself. Come on, you can do better than that. It's a bit silly.
Did you actually call GameStop? Or are we just lying?
Summon White Magical Hat. Now, the reason why we have banishing cards is because these opponents, they do have ways to recover some of their cards from the graveyard. I attack its Big Eye, that lets him rearrange the top 5 cards of his deck. That's a bit tough. Now, if Exodia the Forbidden One hits the graveyard, I don't think he has a way to recover that. I don't remember. In the other game, he does have Backup Soldier. But let's see what we discarded.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know if he has Backup Soldier in this game, but I'm not too concerned. I think we're in the lead now. I'm being a little bit offensive, but I feel good. Harpy's Feather Duster. I will not respond. He plays 2 Graceful Charities. Guys, this is when you can play 2 Graceful Charities. That's totally insane and would never happen these days. He plays Sword Revealing Light, but I got the Heavy Storm. So this duel's in the bag. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Top 10 List. I don't know why he was setting a back row. Tell me he set a back row. I don't know if he was trying to be funny, but thank you for being here. Good to see you.
Hello, Mr. List.
No, I lost my unbeatable deck. What will I tell Merrick? Corny. Yo, that dino got a hot temper. That's not what it says there. Alright. Let's continue with the tier 3 opponents. So, remember, gotta beat everybody 4 times. So, what do you think, Sam? Should we save Merrick for last? It feels appropriate, building up to the main event.
That's fine.
Okay, so gotta do Loomis and Umber 2 more times. Still haven't battled Arcana. 3 more wins against Seeker, and 3 more against Strings.
Yeah, just try Arcana.
Okay. Well, wait, we gotta do Arcana. He's on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
This is... Oh, yes.
I've been waiting for this. I am Arcana, the hunter of rare cards. Also known as the sorcerer of dark magician.
In the anime, he's just another character. That was just a crazy voice they gave him in the dub. That was a bit... Very, very mustache twirly. Now, he, in theory, runs a Dark Magician deck, but this was really before Dark Magician was truly an archetype, I would say. So, if he gets a chance, he might summon it, but it's not really an endgame. I got strategy and power on my side. So, I'm not too concerned about these guys. Set a monster in a back row, but he blows up my back row with Harpy's Feather Duster. Then summons Dark Elf. A lot of these opponents like Dark Elf.
Mm-hmm.
Pays 1,000, gets Wall of Illusionized, and then bounces. Nick says Arcana looks like he came out of Eyes Wide Shut. That's a little dicey for this channel, but okay, I'll take it.
What is that?
It's a Stanley Kubrick movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, where they infiltrate a freaky sex cult.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. I'll set 2 back row. It was Stanley Kubrick's final movie before he passed. Dimensional Warrior, diving into danger, dealing 1,200 damage. So we have a lead. I mean, he attacks, he just loses his field advantage. It's just a little bit too much of a cost. Both get banished.
So if he's stronger than a monster, that card will get banished?
Both monsters get banished after attack.
Regardless?
Here, I'll show you. When this monster attacks or is attacked, both this card and the opposing monster are removed. Any monster he battles after damage calculation, both banished. Doesn't matter if they're stronger or weaker. Long story short, don't blink, you might just miss him. I play Fusion Sage, letting me add Polymerization to the hand. Then I'm going to summon Witch of the Black Forest. And let's go for the attack.
What's the polymerization for?
Black Skull Dragon.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the only legitimate fusion we can do besides Cyberstein cheesing. He plays Giant Soldier Stone, which defeats my Witch, but I can use her effect. I want a chain. And I'm gonna go for Mystic Tomato. This might be a little bit defensive, but okay. Yeah, summon Mystic.
Yeah, aggressive tomato. Oh, I thought you were gonna add the chain to it.
Black Pendant.
Yeah.
I was gonna save it.
Why?
I didn't need it there. I'll negate that. I'll get rid of polymerization. And I don't mind. I just made him burn through some resources.
We could have gave a tomato a chain.
Somebody should do an image edit of that Mystic Tomato with like a bling bling. That's good.
Yeah, it's VeggieTales, The Lost Files.
VeggieTales.
Yeah, it was a tomato and a cucumber.
Oh yeah, right. This sounds so dumb. I almost like my mind it defaulted to the cucumber, and I kind of forgot about Bob. All right, let's blow up that side of the field.
I didn't know that. So you call one the cucumber and you call the other one Bob? What's the cucumber's name?
Larry.
Okay.
What do I know that? I don't think I've seen VeggieTales like a full episode in like since you were like a baby. So that'd be like 22 years ago. I know they played it on Kubo like 14 years ago, but I mean I was channel surfing. I wouldn't be caught watching VeggieTales, so I don't have my field advantage, but I'm not too concerned. Surge of Light, they're defensive. He's defensive. He's worried. Play Nobleman to cross out. Let's banish that monster. He just cannot get his Dark Magician out. Man-Eater Bug, just get rid of those two guys. But I don't know. I don't got any monsters. I'm lost. Pass. Let's see. Are you aware that there's a... He's such a wise ass. Yes, Clover. I'm aware of that. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! So I won't be playing. We might film a few things on our cell phone.
I mean, I'll probably bring my camera. I'll bring my camera for sure. Yeah, we're going to be attending the Houston YCS with Clover Boy in less than 2 weeks. And we'll be filming some pictures. Me and Clover are going to be participating. I gotta register probably tomorrow. Yeah, before work I'll get that set up. Yeah, but we're going to tag along, and then Saturn's going to go on the pre-registration day. So we'll try to get some good pictures and good video. We talked about it a little bit last stream. Yeah, you do have to answer the... He's trying to advertise a little bit. You gotta answer the question and read it.
Are you guys aware that there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series tournament in Houston next month? If so, are you guys attending? Are you guys perhaps going to play or record something about it?
And then you have to answer.
Yes. Alright, let's see. A little bit of a disadvantage, but I'm not too worried. Blow up his side of the field. Oh, never mind. He's so lucky he's not in here. I'd be on him like a case of beer. Okay. That's not a threat.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit the last stream, but we're looking forward to it, and I think that's a great idea to film, take pictures of it.
We use confiscation.
What's that?
You look at your opponent's hand. You pay 1,000 life points. You look at your opponent's hand. And you discard a card. Let's see. Dark Magician, Regeki, Change of Heart.
Dark Magician.
Nah, that Change of Heart's a threat.
Well, he's the Dark Magician player.
Yeah, but that's the most obvious threat.
No, but you gotta disrespect him.
Well, you can do that move when you're playing.
That's what I would do. Disrespect him.
Alright, I'm gonna use...
Okay, so yeah, Change of Heart, Raigeki, and Dark Magician.
I consider Change of Heart the most dangerous card in that bunch. Alright, well, fortunately I lose my Cyber Jar. But he's got nothing.
Who's that? Versago? Who is this?
He's a fusion substitute monster.
You can substitute this card for any one fusion material. I've never heard of this one. That's cool.
He's a somewhat obscure card. You can only get him in a tournament pack.
Does that work in the hand too?
Yeah. Kaiba also uses him.
That's cool.
Let's see. Nick said something strange here. After losing, he's going into the IT help desk business. Look him up under Tex Arcana. That's... Whoa. Mr. Top Talent says he's worse than Goss with a third eye. You might technically be right, but I think Versago is cooler. So let's give Versago a moment of somewhat.
Who's Goddess of the Third Eye?
I think she's the same thing, but she has 100 more attack.
Oh, that's cool that you're gonna use Versago. I was about to say that seems like a pretty cool card.
Alright, I'm gonna use Monster Reborn to bring back Mystic Tomato.
Never heard of this. I like the art too. It's like a mummy fiend. Kind of looks like a Casey Jones.
Here's some obscure Yu-Gi-Oh trivia. Kaiba does use this card. I think he only used it once, but it is a Kaiba card.
Can you read that?
You can substitute this card for any one fusion material monster. You cannot substitute for any other fusion material monsters in the current fusion. I think the reason why you used him, Mr. Top 10 List, in all seriousness, was because he was a 3-star monster. I believe that was it. Goddess of the Third Eye, I think she's 4 stars.
That's really neat.
Mystic Tomato attacks Skull Angle. Opponent draws a card. Versago, dealing a devastating 1,100 damage.
Doesn't King of the Swamp do the same thing?
Yeah. King of the Swamp is arguably better because you discard him for polymerization, but he's also a fusion substitute monster. I could even expand upon this after this game if you like. Opponent sets a back row and a monster. I'm going to use Mystical Space Typhoon and blow up that back row.
Yeah, King of the Swamp's pretty cool.
Alright, I think... Why did he set Dark Elf?
What?
That was weird.
That's cool.
Versago for the win.
Wow.
It was supposed to be the magic show of the century. But Merrick, Highness. Sir Merrick, this will not happen again. Please, I beg your forgiveness.
Okay. I didn't know they used King of the Swamp and Tier Limits. I used that in my older Elemental Hero deck. I really like King of the Swamp. Pretty cool card. Okay, so does Tour Guide just summon from the deck?
That's Goss with the Third Eye.
So, what's the requirements to summon the Chloralist card? Oh, Goddess. Oh, could you pull that one up?
Pull what up?
The Goddess of the Third Eye?
It was just there.
Well, like, yeah.
So I guess she is, technically better than Versago.
What was better about him?
Well, she has a 100 more attack. She's a 4-star monster, though. Versago's a 3.
Okay.
So that would only be a problem if opponents have Gravity Bind. I don't remember if Gravity Bind is in this game or not. It does not exist, so... This Top 10 List points out that Goddess is a recolor of Witch of the Black Forest, which was covered in a Mr. Top 10 List video. I will swap out Versago for Goddess with the Third Eye, if it makes Mr. Top 10 List happy.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So Clover's saying that they use King of the Swamp in another deck because one of the materials was banned. That's pretty cool.
That's kind of interesting. Now, I did want to point out, well, 2 things I wanted to point out. 2 things were on topic. So, Slifer and Raw are in this game. You cannot use them. This card is not able to play. I don't even know how you're supposed to even obtain them. Because we just got that because of the code. So they were they were programmed into this game, but they're unplayable. I don't think Obelisk is in this game. So we have 2 of the Egyptian gods. We don't have all 3. That's really weird.
It doesn't let you put them in the deck?
Nope. I could even just demonstrate.
That's weird.
We can't even sight it in. So they're just trophies, essentially. So what was I gonna say?
For Saga.
No, King of the Swamp is kind of a spin on Mystical Sheep #1 is also another fusion substitute monster. Those guys were all part of the same set.
Oh, can I see? Okay, but they all have the same restriction, like you couldn't use both of them to summon something, right? That's the idea.
So another one, King of the Swamp is kind of a riff on Beast King of the Swamps. I would say King of the Swamp is arguably a better version of Beast King of the Swamps. Beast King of the Swamps, as you can see, has the same effect as Versago and Goddess and Mystical Sheep #1.
I didn't know they had all these cards. I thought that was just King of the Swamp. I didn't even... Seems like there's too many of these, but that's neat, I guess.
This is why you play older formats, people. You learn things about the game. Okay. Who should I go up against next? And also, I'm almost at an hour. When... who should I duel next? Mr. Top 10 List points out that you can fuse Mystical Sheep #1 and 2 together to make Fusionist. And Fusionist is weaker than both of them. Great move.
What's Fusionist?
A weak fusion monster. I could pull it up. But guys, what opponent should I duel next as I pull up Fusionist? Funny, Fusionist had a reputation for just being a really bad card for a while, but then people found a way to use it in, I think, an Xyz strategy.
Oh.
It's currently the weakest fusion in this game.
You can use... Oh...
Fusionist is weaker than Mystical Sheep #1 and 2.
Wait, so which one is the one that's a fusion substitute?
Mystical Sheep #1.
Oh, but the 2 is just a regular card?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 is a normal monster. I don't name.
Okay. Thanks for sharing, Clover. That's pretty cool. I did not know about Versago, and that's neat that it's a possibility in the Dark World deck.
There's Mystical Sheep #2. A monstrous sheep with a long tail for hypnotizing enemies. And you can see the little pendulum there in the wall. That's funny. Alright. But people, the important part, what opponent do I duel next? I need 2 more Lumicent Umber wins. 3 more against Arcana. 3 more against Seeker. 3 more against Strings. And we need 4 against Merrick. Haven't done Merrick yet. I still like the idea of going up against the Goons first. And when are we going to pass it over to Sam? What?
I'm good right now.
Okay. Pass over to Sam in a little bit. So I'll give you guys like a minute. And then I think I'm going to take a break in like 15 minutes. Truth be told, I'm kind of starting to lose my voice here. I think I just might have been talking a little bit. We got 1 vote for the mime. But I think with a round of hydration, I'll be hydrated again. I will not lose everything over. That's not a threat. So he beat me at rock, paper, scissors, but hopefully it's all downhill from here for him. Oh, actually, well, he let me go first. What a nice freak. I'm gonna play Graceful Charity. Draw 3, discard 2. 1, 2, 3. I might hate myself for this. I'm gonna get rid of Last Will and Black Bandit. Play Vorse Raider. Set that. Go.
Well, you don't have like a viable way to use Last Will, so it's a good discard.
Get rid of that Dark Elf. I was thinking, what's not immediately useful, or in that place. I mean, I like Last Will. That's why it's in the deck. But Last Will be situational. And then Black Pendant, I like having attack power, but that's not necessarily like a potential game winner. So I blow up the back row. Maybe it might have been a little preemptive, but ooh, Numinous Healer. That's not something to terribly split hairs about, but let's go attack. Attack with your... What is that even? What is his weapon? I was gonna say an axe. That's not an axe. It's like the things that Klingons use in Star Trek. I don't know what you'd call that weapon.
It's like a scythe with an axe handle. Looks cool.
And then feel the wrath of the Mominga. Yeah.
It looks like a dried apple slice.
Nimble Momanga.
Like those apple chips.
Okay, do my damage, and the term he uses Change of Heart. Uh-oh. He gets Force Raider, which attacks Nimble Momanga, but I get to use its effect. So when Nimble Momanga is destroyed in battle, you get 1,000 life points, and then you can set up to 2 from your deck.
Oh, that's wild. 2?
Yeah.
That's
and I get Force Raider back. So really, that I think he helped me win. So I'm getting a little aggressive here, but I'm gonna pay 5,000. Mr. Tatiana says, calling a Dread Apple is a judgment meter observation. I wish she was here. I miss her. I pay 5,000 life points. We're gonna go big.
I'm an independent thinker. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna use Nuln on a crossout. It looks like a dried apple. That's my... Yeah. Our penguins get banished. My penguin got banished.
Why does a bad guy need a penguin?
And then 2 penguins.
I don't know, but that penguin looked pretty mad, so...
It's the same thing. It's the same image. Well, his ultimate attacks, I attack once more, we'll win.
Oh, I was just saying because the penguin has stern eyebrows. I wasn't saying his penguin looked meaner. But it probably does.
So you're just biased? Okay. You win. He's just baffled. And then we'll look at these cards, because some of you are not familiar with. Some more classic bad fusions.
That's pretty funny art, though. It's horrifying.
And these may or may not have been covered in some Mr. Top 10 List videos. Invader from Another Dimension. I'm aware of this card. He is a palette swap, a basic insect, but he's a fiend. He's not an insect.
It looks cool.
I'm aware of this card because I think at one point, he was the strongest dark monster who had less than 1,000 attack. So that kind of made him somewhat desirable in some strategies.
Brachioradius.
2 carnivores make an herbivore. And the snake here. Clover wants to know who's Sam's favorite Yu-Gi-Oh character. And guys, who do we duel next?
Favorite character? I mean, I would say Yugi, but I would say Yami Yugi. I just think he's really cool, and I definitely I really like the manga. I like how he's like a twisted version of Yugi, and how Yugi will be like unconscious and like unaware of what's going on. But I guess Duel Monsters would be more the show, but it's still Yami Yugi. I like that he becomes Yugi's confidence, and even through the regular Yugi, they learn from each other. I think it's a cool dynamic, the whole split personalities, sharing one body. I think it's pretty neat. And some shows have a more generic main character, but it's interesting, especially in episodes where he can't use the Yami Yugi power, and he has to rely on his own instincts. Those are some neat storylines. So I definitely like Yugi.
And I guess in those episodes, it goes to show you that that Yugi is pretty good at the game. He's not entirely relying on the Pharaoh. Speaking of Yami Yugi, why don't you show off your shirt? Show off his amazing shirt. Got the black and burgundy going. Yeah.
I mean, also, I think Joey is pretty cool. I like how throughout the show you see him progress and get better at the game. And I think it's neat that earlier on he has to deal with consequences of not being very good at the game. And I also thought it was neat that he relies on a lot of luck-based strategies and luck-based cards. But eventually he finds his way and becomes stronger.
I think it's too bad that some of his cards, the canonical status, is a little bit questionable. Because in some of the filler arcs, they give him some meta-relevant cards, or cards that I think are just cool or work for his personality. Like Cybertech Alligator. Seriously. Okay. I was going to say Merrick's voting for Nick. Nick is voting for Merrick. Is that who you guys really want to see? Should we get in some wins on the other opponents? I was wondering if we should save Merrick for Sam. I want to know what y'all want, what y'all think.
Yeah, I think it was that good idea to just save it for the end. That's a good one.
Save it for Sam. Okay. So let's
maybe just do one more and then you take your break.
Okay. So we need 2 more for Loomis and Umbra, 3 more for Arcana, 3 more for Seeker, 2 more for Strings. And hopefully the games have been alright.
I'd say Rare Hunter is good.
Okay. You think you can win against me? Against the Exodia deck? Okay. How do we have a ellipsis, but then we have exclamation points and question marks? So how is he expressing that emotion without words? It's like, is it like Home Improvement? Like, what's that?
There's a big gap too. That's the weird part.
It's a big gap. It's like between breaths. It's like the Exodia deck. Hey guys, always remember when you play this game, when you play rock, paper, scissors, hold the R button. Otherwise, you'll be in slow time. Got my opening hand. Let's see what we have. Nobleman, a cross out, Vorse Raider. Alright, I'll lead off with Graceful Charity. Again, I would discard Black Pendant and Summon Skull. Go on the offensive with Vorse Raider. Set a back row. Now, they're always telling me to start a chain. Guys, if I started a chain, I would just be Mystical Space Typhooning my Graceful Charity, which would make no difference. So that's just dumb. Nick is a little bit behind. Can I duel Strings next and then pass it to you? Or should this be the last one?
Oh, yeah, whatever. If you want to do that next, that's fine.
Okay. But I'll definitely need a water break after that. He summons Witch of the Black Forest in attack position, sets 3 back row. Is he? I think he's trying to bait me, but I have Harpy's Feather Duster. Let's blow up that back row. So let's see what we blew up. Horn of Heaven, Mirror Force, and Negate Attack. I would say that was kind of an attempt at a bait, but summon Sangan. Use Monster Reborn to bring back Summon Skull. So he's still gonna get an Exodia piece, but I got some tough guys here, so I'm not that concerned. I got some strategies. I don't just have one strategy. I got a few. So he's gonna get Exodia Arm in his hand, but there's still time.
Actually, for the next time that we play, I was gonna make an Exodia deck. I was looking up some stuff about it for this game specifically.
You want to make an Exodia deck from this era?
No, for this game specifically. So, yeah, the era, but actually this game. I was looking up deck lists that people make for this game. So, I probably want to do that next time.
Okay, I'll make sure to save this recipe, because I do like this recipe. I'm not terribly attached to it, but, you know, I do want you to have fun. So that's what you want to do. I play Nobleman to cross out Banishing that set monster. What is it? It's Magician of Faith. He has 3 in his deck. Was that legal back then? I'm gonna attack with Summon Skull and Voice Raider attacks directly. Clover is saying something in another language that I don't understand. I don't know.
It's probably best to do the 3 engravers, 1 lacquer, 1 tract, and 1 lurry, because I've seen that in a few other deck lists. I think that's probably the best route to go.
No, I lost my unbeatable deck. What will I tell Barry? It's so dumb. Clover, I don't know. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. I can't.
Because I was looking at the Fiendsmith Odeon deck, and that's what they use. 3 engravers, 1 lacrima, 1 tract, 1 lurry.
Okay, guys, this is gonna be my last duel for the time being. We'll take a drink break, and then we'll pass it over to Sam, the man of the hour. Opponent 1 rock, paper, scissors, gets the opening hand, sets a monster, and he can't do anything else but set that monster. So let's see. I'll start off with Fusion Sage, get that polymerization, and I play that card first because if I draw into it, that's kind of a waste of my Pot of Greed, you know? We want to really maximize that card advantage. Then I play Pot of Greed.
Yeah.
Draw those 2. This is the bad old days or the good old days. I'm not sure which one that card was illegal. I'm gonna get Change of Heart. Get that card. Clover, he's asking you. He's excluding me. How dare he?
I guess for me, I like the artwork for Graceful Charity. I usually like the rarities on how the card looked. But also, I think it's more interesting that you get another card, but there is a cost. But I guess the tough thing is in some decks, even getting rid of those 2 cards could make them more powerful. So I could see reasons on what makes Graceful Charity maybe a bit more busted. But I like the artwork. I like what it does. I think it's pretty interesting. And I think when they made the card, they intended for you to have a cost for the draw. But even then, you could use it to summon chaos cards, so it's pretty crazy card.
Clover, in all seriousness, in these days, you could run 2 in your deck. That would just never happen again. I'm tempted to put a second one in this deck. I don't know if that would just be too nutty. So Heated, it is some stuff, but I can do some stuff too. Alright.
Do it.
That's a really big risk though.
Do it.
I don't want to. Trust me,
Yeah, you would have been good.
it could have put me in a really bad position. He pays 1,000, attacks my giant rat.
Oh.
I'm gonna get Dimensional Warrior. I think that this duel song is kind of funny. Alright. Gonna defend with that. Hopefully... Alright, if I do this now, probably can't do the Cyberstein now, because that gives me exactly 5,000 life points. They both get vanished. I set that and pass. Not really a pass, just end. Alright, let's reveal that card. I'm just... My response is a big middle finger, okay? And words I can't say on stream, okay? That's my response. Alright. Reveal. Momomongo. And let's attack that set monster. Maybe I should have used Cyberstein. Uh-oh. It's gonna get Monster Reborn back.
Does Jiao Long only search for the spells and traps if you have dark monsters? Is that the requirement? This is so stupid. What about a Scooby-Doo crossover called Scooby-Doo? He's got the Egyptian god cards. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, that was bad. Oh, I'm so sorry for your ears.
Don't insult our audience, except for Clover. You can insult them.
That was horrible. The Scooby was okay, but the Shaggy was awful. That's pretty good. That was good. That makes up for the bad ones. That was good. Give me more dialogue. I'm so sorry. The Shaggy was horrible. Well, I asked you a question.
Blow up his side of the field with Raigeki. Alright, yeah, Wish of the Black Forest. A lot of these decks use the Bystro Butcher, and I think that's a very not that great, outdated strategy. I don't get it. One of my old friends, she used to really like that card, but I don't know. Raigeki, blowing up my side of the field, and then Bystro Butcher, but I'll take it, because when Bystro Butcher does damage to you, you draw 2 cards. So that's such a gain for me. I just don't get it.
Oh, could you pull that one up, please? Huh, that's pretty wild.
Alright, what can I do? This might be a little passive, but I'm gonna summon Nimble Mamanga. Alright, it's bling bling time.
Oh, so the Cyberstein, the requirement is you have to do 5,000?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna set that and end my turn. Let him attack into it. I'm gonna activate Rush Recklessly. That art is so funny. Just the boar.
Oh yeah, that card's so good.
Giving Nimble Mamanga attack power to deal 400 damage. Get over the Bystro Butcher.
Ooh, last will.
Okay, I'll defend with that. And Nimble Mamanga will attack the set monster. Yeah, Mirror Force. So opponent takes 500 damage, but I can play Last Will. He sets a monster.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get that back row. What was that set card? I'm curious. 7 Tools of the Bandit. Not a terribly active threat.
Clover said who would win in a fight, Slifer or Neos? The thing with the Slifer is because it has to rely on the hand, the attack can be so spotty. So I'm honestly going to go for Neos and assume that the player also has some kind of hero or Neos card to make it even stronger.
Morphine Jar. Okay, we both discard and draw 5 cards. That could really go either way. Let's see here. 18 cards left in my deck. play graceful charity. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that, and guess that. Alright,
You have solemn judgment? Cool.
yeah.
What's the wording there?
Play confiscation, I'll show you in a moment. This lets you see a card in their hand and discard a card. And I'll go with change of heart. That's just...
Was it the same thing last time?
That was another duelist.
It was the same scenario, same card
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It really is the same as always. That's cool.
And I'll use Nobleman to cross out on the set monster. And it goes to yours, so you gotta be careful. Revealing Needleworm. That could have been bad. Needleworm mills the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. So, Needleworm was a pretty nasty card back in those days. Look how that could have caused some trouble. So that's why I put Nobleman at crossouts and put Dimensional Warrior in the deck. You gotta trick them into burning through their resources or just eliminate them. And in some cases, fight fire with fire. Use Trap Hole on his Dimensional Warrior. I didn't realize these opponents use Dimensional Warrior. I forgot, and I get some of these games mixed up.
I've never seen that on one of these games.
You never seen what?
Them use Dimensional Warrior. What's that? Just 1,000, that's it?
I can't read it. You can activate this when you take damage. Increase your life points by 1,000. In addition, increase your life points by 500 for each additional Numinous Healer in your graveyard.
Oh. It's a pretty bad extra effect.
It's of the time.
It's not good at that time either. I mean, how likely are you gonna have more in your graveyard? It's not very good.
It's one of the very few life point gaining cards, if that thing matters to you.
I mean, the 1,000's cool, just that other effect's not great. So specific, you have to have more of that card. Like at that point, I think you're dead.
Wall of Illusion, go for the win. It's 10 o'clock in our time zone. I'm going to take a break. We'll pass it on to Sam for the rest of the night. I hope I wasn't hogging it too long.
You're good. Alright, we're going to be right back. We're just going to take a quick break. So see you in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned, folks.
Hey everybody, AT Gonzalez here. I'm back. Sam, he still needs a little bit more time. He's kind of worn off. But he's worn out by work. Worn off by work. He's also worn off. So, yeah, I'll be streaming and what have you. Are we still alive? Okay. So, yeah, I do apologize for that. What do you think? I'm not sure who's still here, but should we do Merrick? We're going to say Merrick for Sam, or what's up? Just another case where they just don't. His cards didn't really exist. So they had to give him just a generic meta deck from the era. I don't know if Clover is still here, but you know, you're really, you'd be good on Howard Stern. You're such a troublemaker. I am Merrick Ishtar. I am holder of the 1,000-year rod, which is the same 1,000-year item possessed by Yugi. In the English version, they give him like a weird, vaguely Skeletor-like voice. That's just kind of odd. Leaning too much in the bad guy side of things, and not. Oh no! Slow time. I'm not doing that. Hold that R button. Leaning too much into the bad guy side of things, and not less on the character. I don't like that. Oh yeah, Nick. Since you're here, we were talking about Twin Peaks and David Lynch and what have you. I'll tell you about how everything is just connected. Alright, so something I learned about Kyle MacLachlan recently is that he was apparently really into video games in the 80s. And there's this video, and I just feel like, I just imagine just Dale Cooper, Dale Cooper is the main character on Twin Peaks, and he's an eccentric FBI agent who, I dropped the controller on the floor. Oh, jeez. I'm saying this to Sam because you people in the chat know. He's an eccentric FBI agent. He's kind of like Mulder before Mulder, in a way. I think he's much more likable than Mulder, personally. And, you know, it's kind of quirky. And Kyle MacLachlan was talking about how he was playing video games in the 80s. I'm just kind of imagining Dale Cooper talking about, well, MacLachlan specifically said that Mega Man was his favorite. I'm just like, this guy is just so much cooler now. That's great. So I just imagining Cooper talking to his tape recorder. Diane, I just played some amazing video games lately. Miss Pac-Man, Defender, Centipede. But my absolute most favorite was this game called Mega Man. Diane, it is incredible. Just like that. That's amusing to me. So that's my goofy, silly assessment for today. Anyways, probably nobody thinks that's funny but me. I'll start things off with Mystic Tomato. And he listed off those games specifically. I did post about this on Twitter. I know you're not part of the Twitterverse anymore. He summons Vorse Raider. He cuts into my tomato. But that's okay. Because Tomato's a recruiter, and we're getting that recruiting effect. So I'll call out Cyberstone. Shuffle that deck. He sets a back row. I'm going to summon Dimensional Warrior. And then I'm going to use Cyberstein's effect. Go to defense position, because that guy's pretty vulnerable in attack position. That's an interesting story about Kyle MacLachlan. Yeah, that's not a bit either. That is serious, that he was into video games in the 80s. And I just want to know, like, which Mega Man did he play? Was it one? Was it just the first one? I don't know. How many of them did he play? Let's... If somebody can do a Kyle MacLachlan impression, I need Dale Cooper talking to his tape recorder to Diane about those games that we just mentioned, please. He sets a back row. He sets a monster. I'm going to use Nobleman across set. We're going to tear into his defense. He responds with Magic Jammer, which that just might have been a little bit too defensive without a cause. I don't know. Maybe it was good for him, but I'm going to summon Wall of Illusion. This could be for game, or we're getting pretty close there. So, Dimensional Warrior attacks the set monster. No, I'm going to go for game. Because, Morphing Jar. Yeah, I was going to say, if it's Mirror Force, I have Solemn Judgment. So, he's cooked. We get the 5 cards, but just both monsters are banished. Go for 4,500 for game. That's game. I win, and it's still trying to get me to chain. That's ridiculous. I won, man. I have lost the ultimate deck, but how could it be? Is fate on your side? Go with Garuzzi's. Alright, good. Beast King of Swamps. You're just talking about you, buddy. Like, just a pile of goo, what I'm gonna call it, buddy. Parrot Dragon. That's one of Sam's personal favorites. That might be a lie. Ushioni, which was decently powerful enough for the time. Trap Master, actually a meta card, somewhat meta card. And one of Kaiba's more obscure monsters. I think that's one of those things that Kaiba had in his deck, but he never actually played it. Just a weird trivia thing. But Trap Master is a flip effect monster that destroys. You target a back row. If it's a face-up trap card, it gets destroyed. If it's a face-down back row, you reveal it. If it's a trap, it gets destroyed. That's how it works. So, yeah, let's talk about celebrities playing video games now. While we play a video game, Jason Ritter, who, he's known for a lot of stuff. He was John Ritter's son. I know him as Dipper in Gravity Falls, but wasn't he on that show This Is Us? And some other stuff. I know that he said he was really into Miss Pac-Man.
Is that the depressing NBC show?
I believe so.
Oh my god. That probably got canceled too, huh?
I'm told it concluded its run on its own terms. He sets a monster, sets a back row.
This Is Us became We Are Done.
Pretty much. Let's see, there's that, Mr. Top 10 List points out that there's that picture of Jason Alexander where he's playing the GameCube. I think he got paparazzi'd, which I don't like. I do try to respect people's privacy. It looks like Jason Alexander is playing Metroid Prime there. So, just somebody see that. But, Nick calls This Is Us the show where everybody's crying all the time. Yeah. This is us crying. Just. I think Jason's a Melee player. That's for sure. I think Jason Alexander, was he playing Metroid Prime? That's what my memory's telling me. Both our monsters get mashed. I kind of like the episode of there being a Seinfeld, and it's like, boy George, I tell you, there hasn't been a Metroid game in a long time. We got the 1-2 punch, Jerry. Metroid Fusion, Metroid Prime. This is great. This is a Metroid for everybody. I love it. Nick says, this ghost Chozo is killing me, Jerry. Now, because we all know that Elaine is evil, she would hit Metroid. She would... We're writing Seinfeld fanfiction. How do we get to that? This is wild. Let's see, something that I do know. Allegedly Christian Bale was into PlayStation 2, but I don't know what games he was into specifically. Daniel Craig apparently likes Halo and Guitar Hero, and was into PlayStation 3 games, but I haven't heard too much of that recently. Oh yeah, anyway, the duel I'm dueling. Oh, you're saying that the episode would be the Space Pirates, because every episode of Seinfeld is with the possible exception. There's an episode in season 1 called Male Unbonding. I wonder why they didn't call it The Male Unbonding. That's weird. But that's a weird episode, anyways. Anyway, he kind of has me on the ropes. We're going back and forth to Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, if this was like the anime, it would be like, this is a shadow game and your life is on the line. I'm just like, yeah, look, I'm blabbing to my friends. We're just like, we're just weird fan fiction about life. My brother is in his bed, tossing and turning. Anyway, Vorce Raider goes attacks my Cyber Jar. We're gonna do some excavating. Let's see. Nick says Henry Cavill is an avid Warhammer player. I didn't know that. I do know Vin Diesel is allegedly a huge D&D nerd, which is wild. And he's the co-producer of the Chronicles of Riddick games because he wanted to make sure that they were done right. So that's pretty neat. Anyway, he summoned Gemini Elf. Let's see where we're at. I'm gonna use Heavy Storm. Let's blow up that field. My Black Pendant gets destroyed. He takes 500 damage. What back row did I get rid of? Mirror Force, that would be problematic. I'm gonna flip up Penguin Soldier. Yeah, I would say stay away from E-celebrities because I don't want to I don't want to be in a position where you're bad-mouthing your colleagues. That's where things get iffy. I feel like if you're in the mainstream media, well, you know, all bets are off. But we're not bashing anybody. Like I just think, why would I bash Jason Alexander? He has a Cyber Jar. Not Jason Alexander, but Murray. Alright, Cyberstein. We have talked about how Steve Wozniak is a top tier Tetris player. That's true. I feel like my thing is that Steve Wozniak, I mean him being a computer programmer, like I'm thinking of celebrities, I'm thinking more like media people, but you know, that is cool that Steve Wozniak is into that. Anyway, I get a card from something. Sangan. I'll get Dimensional Warrior. Me phase 2, I'm gonna use Cyberstein's effect. This is a bit risky, but I'm gonna go for Blue Eyes Ultimate. If he tries anything funny, I have Wabaku. I gotta make some room in my hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna set 2 back row, and I'm gonna use Nolman to cross out on that monster. Morphine Jar gets again banished. So he has a manipulation deck, I guess you would call it that. But it's just, I don't think it's that aggressive. He's trying to blow up my Wabaku, but I chain with my Wabaku. So I get to use it, even though he blew it up. Because an important lesson in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just because he destroyed a card doesn't mean that he negated it. But he played Delinquent Duo! One of the most outrageous cards in this format. That gets rid of 2 cards in my hand. He got rid of my Dimensional Warrior, and then I have to get rid of 1. I'm gonna get rid of... I actually think I'm gonna get rid of Polymerization, because I don't see an immediate need for it. He plays Gemini Elf, but remember, because of Wabaku, I don't take any damage. I cannot take any damage. My monsters cannot be destroyed in battle this turn. Well, when I say damage, I can't take any battle damage. So Wabaku, I'd say pretty eternally powerful, useful card. So let's see. Well, Frankenstein goes on the defense. And then I'm gonna set that. And Bly's ultimate attack Stream Clown.
Oh wow. See, like I said, past 10 and 30, I have 13 people.
Cool, cool.
This time is always a big.
See, we're talking about celebrities having nerdy interests. I know that John Carpenter started turning a bunch of projects down. John Carpenter did original Halloween, Escape from New York, The Thing, In the Mouth of Madness, to name a few. We should watch some of those movies. I can't believe we haven't, Sam. At one point, he just said that I just want to stay home and watch basketball on ESPN and play Xbox. So good for him. All the power to him. And that's the game. Now, I mentioned Christian Bale earlier. I was reading some old interviews with him when I was at lunch, Sam, and something he said that I feel like you would comment on this specifically. Have you managed to, this isn't what Christian Bale said. This is what Yugi's grandpa said. Have you managed to reinforce your deck? Did you know that you can now select a new booster pack? Select it when you've got the chance. What's the new booster pack? It's the Relinquish one, but I have all the cards already, so got them. Today's a delivery day. First, your mediocre cards. Let's see what we got here. Another Polymerization. Another Steel Shell. Dragon Treasure. The Fiend Kraken. Hey, that guy used to be in our deck. He was in the starter deck. Anyway, back to Christian Bale. I was reading an interview. This was from like 2004. I thought this was kind of wild. He was asked what did he think about DVD as a medium, and he said that he really liked it because the picture has never looked any better, but he doesn't like the extra features. He said that he thinks that you shouldn't go beyond a movie, that you should just watch the movie for what it is, and you shouldn't try to figure out how they did things or go behind the scenes. He said it's just like trying to figure out a magic trick, and that when you know it, when you know the mechanics of it, the whole thing falls apart. And he's just like, I don't see, I can see how that's useful to some people, but it's not useful to him. And I want to be like, this is like when he was known, but he wasn't like, he was a year away from playing Batman, so he wasn't a superstar yet. But I feel like, I don't know, I felt like bringing that up. I wonder what Sam thinks about that. Let's see. Nick says that Merrick's life point total was the same as Ishtar's box office returns. Now, Nick is making a joke because Ishtar is considered to be a really bad movie, and it did very poorly. And Merrick's last name is Ishtar. So I'm like Jimmy Fallon. I explain the joke. Wait, well, I mean, he laughs at the joke. Who explains the joke? Family Guy? Okay. We're gonna duel Merrick some more. I like his intro jingle. I don't know if it's a jingle. Background music. They reuse this in the next game. Show me your ability as a duelist. I am interested to know how good you really are. I mean, I beat you twice, man. I won the rock, paper, scissors, but what about the battle? I think we annoyed Clover, or he annoyed himself into submission. I'm not sure. But 13 people here, thank you. One of you told me that you couldn't comment, and I do apologize, but if you're somehow listening to this, I do appreciate your presence, and I don't know what can be done. YouTube can stink sometimes. But we're broadcasting on YouTube. I don't want to bash it too much. My opponent did the same thing as I did. Set a monster in the back row. I'm going to banish that monster with no meta crossout. Just really powerful card for the era. It's Man-Eater Bug. He had 2 more in his deck. We got rid of 3 cards in his deck. So that's a good thing. I'm going to summon White Magical Hat. But he has Trap Hole. So White Magical Hat's destroyed, but that's okay because I was trying to bait him into using Trap Hole. Some of these opponents, many of these opponents, they will use a card because they can, but unlike a human, they're not going to make their own inferences. So that's part of the trick. It's just White Magical Hat. I mean, I like to have the guy, but if anything happens with Nimble Mamanga, if it gets destroyed in battle, you get 2 more, so there's field advantage. But he has a White Magical Hat of his own. Can I respond? I'm gonna blow it up with Ring of Destruction, at the time known as Bell of Destruction, because White Magical Hat, when it does battle damage, discards a card in your opponent's hand, and that could put me in a bad position. So yeah, there's a little bit of not quite mirror matching, but some mirror plays going on. I could win now, actually. Cyberstein. Or get close to it. Get Blue Eyes Ultimate. And then go for the attack. 1,500. Yeah, that's game. So that was a pretty quick battle. But when is Sam going to be joining us? I have lost the ultimate deck. How could I? Yu-Gi-Oh! Magazine is on sale today. Wondering what card you... Oh, they're asking me a question. Wondering what card you might find in this month's issue? Well, with 5 cards, there's bound to be a card you need. Let's see what we got. Feral Imp, you know. He's a guy. Torike. This is one of Yugi's more obscure monsters. I wouldn't call him an all-star in Yugi's deck. Ring of Destruction, very powerful, but I think you can only have 1. Great Fish, another one of Yugi's obscure monsters. This was meta at one point, which is weird to think of. I don't know about you, Sim, but I love these vanilla beater metas. They're just they really make you think. Actually, I'm gonna rewind. Just gotta show that rewind. I really want Sam to duel Merrick, and we need one more win against him. So I don't want to just. We're just showing him off. We'll do Seeker, but against his allegedly unstoppable Exodia deck. So recently, I don't know if she's still spying on the chat, but at one point a few days ago, me and Rebecca were making fun of just some 4Kids changes. So here's something they did with Seeker in the English version that it's just so overblown and so asinine. So as you know, he has the Exodia deck. Now the twist is Exodia was an incredibly rare card, a series of cards. I think in the manga they imply that there's like less than 3 copies of each piece that were ever made or something like that. I mean, that would later be retconned or whatever. So, you know, obviously the initial set being destroyed is definitely a shame because they're very rare. But Joey or Ginochi, he comments, he just like, how do you have Exodia? That's the rarest card I know. And Seeker just says something like, you know, I did anti-duels and that's how he won all of them. But what actually happened, this is in the sub and in the manga, is that his Exodia cards were all photocopied. They're all counterfeit. And that's why when Yami Yugi defeats him, why he shreds his deck apart. Because he's just like, this is an insult. It's just like, I beat you and destroy. Like, he's not Yami Yugi isn't just like, he's not like being a jerk. It's just like this is a disgrace to the game kind of thing, that you're gonna duel me with counterfeit cards. It's just but in the 4Kids version, they don't say that they were counterfeit cards. They say some bullshit, and me and Rosenhaus were just kidding this about how they had like invisible ink on them, and he had an X-ray contact lens. But in the original version, because they were photocopied, he knew what cards he was gonna draw, because the counterfeit, it made the lighting so he could see through the backing on it. And I don't know why they had to change that. It's so nonsensical. Anyway, let's go back to the game. It's another case of making a contortion that makes something much more complicated than it needs to be. I don't know. Anyway, I summoned giant rats to the field. Speaking of rodents. I wonder if Mr. Top 10 List or Nick have a response to that rambling. I play Confiscation, reveals his hand. And then we get to discard a card. He has 2 Exodia pieces in his hand. I'm gonna get rid of Great Army of the Forbidden One. Mr. Top 10 List says, sometimes they're just writing their own things. Yeah, I've come to learn that. I might have another anecdote I could get back to you. Well, it's just like stuff like that. It does kind of like come back in the manga, like Odeon, or if you really want to be anal, Rashid. He impersonates Merrick in the Battle City quarterfinals, and they put a Winged Dragon of Ra in his deck, but it's not the real Winged Dragon of Ra. There should only be one ever. What they have is, again, it's a photocopy. It's a counterfeit card. And what happens is, in that duel, because they played a counterfeit Ra, that pisses off the real Ra. So that him and Jinochi get struck by lightning by that. And then the winner is the one who stands up first. And I think that's more like thematically relevant. And it also goes back into the fact that Seeker was being a sneaker too. I don't get it. They make weird. Nick says that must have been some photocopier. Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh is one stealth advertisement for Xerox. Who knows? They just use one photocopier to make all the counterfeit cards. Alright, so I revealed his monsters. He did some flipping. He drew 2 cards, because we revealed 2 Skull Angles. And then he got Pot of Greed, so then he's going to get to draw 2 more cards the turn afterwards. So that's a bit... I have one of his Exodia pieces in the graveyard, so if he doesn't have Backup Soldier, I'm okay. I've never bothered to learn if he has Backup Soldier in that deck. But, okay, reveal Dimensional Warrior, reveal Wall of Illusion, And Nick is bringing it back. He's making a Better Call Saul reference about the copy shop. This is great. It really is just like life is like the MCU. It really is all connected. Oh boy. He got that idiot at the coffee shop to light it. That's good. I have to explain these to Sam because there's just a lot of this stuff he's missed out on. He plays Pot of Greed. That's a big hand. He discards quite a few cards. So I'm gonna set that. Summon Goddess with the Third Eye. Yeah, Goddess with the Third Eye is a Witch of the Black Forest palette swap. But you know, it's all good. Serenity from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime manga. That's one of the very few cards she plays. 12 views, nice. Dimensional Warrior's gonna attack that monster. Mystic Tomato, but he doesn't get his effect banished. Into the next dimension you go. Yeah, do some damage on the turn. Uh-oh. He's blowing up the field. I'm not gonna allow that to happen, Magic Jammer. Alright. I'm gonna get someone's skull out. Yeah, Nick, I'm curious, as somebody who doesn't play this game, I don't know if you've learned anything from these streams or kind of gotten some ideas. I don't know. I'm curious if there's any Yu-Gi-Oh cards that you like as well. I'm gonna go for the game. And then what do you think, Sam? You ready to join the duels now? Okay, I'm gonna need to get some more water. I'm really tired of all this talking.
Yo, 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 yo. Sorry, just a little worn out from work, but I'm here, I'm back. Ooh, weather report. Funny looking card. Course of Sanctuary, increase the defense of all defense monsters by 500. Neat. Whiptail Crow attacks from the skies with a whip-like tail. Amoeba. Alrighty.
Okay, so I passed the controller to Sam.
You still haven't had enough? He's the one losing. I do not mind being your partner for the time being. What's all this partner crap? I had nothing better to do anyway, damn. Very low
Hold that R button.
low motivation here.
Okay, good. Nick says the thing about these card games is that they have a lot of roles. It took me a while to learn Magic the Gathering, so it's kind of hard to follow Yu-Gi-Oh! I think I get the general idea, though. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think the game as it currently is, I think there's just way too much crap to follow, and I think it's very intimidating and not user-friendly. But this is my own biases, so.
Oh yeah, it seems really tough to get into with no starting off point or no prior experience. Oof. Let's see.
Yeah, this format is a fairly basic format, all things considered, and you know it has its own nuances. The game as it is these days is much faster. I mean, as friends because of the partner thing. I think they meant to say opponent and just, you know, something got lost in translation. So Delinquent Duo, you're going to lose 2 cards. Alright, you make the choice of discarding a card. Be careful. Jinzo 7 attacks Sam directly. Viceroy Butcher defeats Witch of the Black Forest, but you get to add a card to your hand. Summon Skull.
I got Snatch Deal.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sam tributes for Summon Skull with Snatch Steel and does some devastating damage to Jinzo 7. I feel like Jinzo 7 makes it sound like a science fiction show, but his opponent has Raigeki.
Right-ro.
And then goes on a clown offensive.
Some people already find clowns offensive. Wah, wah. Activate Graceful Charity. Draw 3 cards. Get rid of 2. Get rid of my monsters. Monster Reborn. Activate Monster Reborn to get back my Summon Skull. Boom. Special Summon Skull. And I think we'll take this clown down if I do say so myself. And with that, I'm gonna pass my turn. Take his monster. Flip it up. Get back Monster Reborn. Activate Monster Reborn. Get the Bistro Butcher. Summon an attack. Make that chef a little bit stronger. Beat him up with his own monsters.
You're all about irony.
Draw 2 cards. They'll be your last. Tomato lick attack. That tongue look nasty. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Is this on the deck? That's a good card. Draw a card. That's a good card. Burn some people. Curse of Fiend.
Really odd card. During your standby phase, remember it's a normal spell. You change the positions of all face-up monsters on the field.
Okay, Malevolent Nestler's pretty good. It's a good pack.
Yeah, I'd say so. Today's the day. I was trying to read that. Today's the day for a tournament. And participation is mandatory. The duels are held in match, I was going to say a watch format. In match format, your side deck is sure to play a vital role. I hope you like my side deck. As you move to your assigned seat, your opponent arrives. Who's this joker? It's Taya. He has no time for what she has to say.
I didn't even know I could skip what she has to say, but I didn't want to know.
Sam draws. He's got some nice cards in his hand. He summons Witch of the Black Forest. He sets a back row. He sets another back row. And 3 back row. And ends his turn. She's got Gemini Elf. Excuse me. But Gemini Elf falls into the trap hole. She's got nothing else. Draw a card. You haven't started your turn yet.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm looking at the field.
Oh. It
doesn't let you look at the cards a lot of the times, which is pretty frustrating.
You really have to know what your cards do and what your opponent's card do. They fix that in some future games. Sam summons White Magical Hat.
Alright, gonna enter the battle phase and attack with the monsters I got here.
White Magical Hat discards a card in her hand. And continuing the theme of attacking your opponents with their own monsters, Sam has wiped out half her life points. Which card did he get rid of? Water Emotics. Not terribly impressed. Now here's a fun fact. In Japan, Water Omotics is naked.
Pretty fun.
I think I have her somewhere. Sam uses Solemn Judgment to negate Gemini Elf summoning and blowing it up. Just never happened. Get out of here.
Later.
Excuse me. Sam plays Bling Bling.
Like Johnny Test?
Like Johnny Test? Damn it.
No.
This is the only stream in the world where we're gonna talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, Johnny Test, Twin Peaks, Seinfeld, and Better Call Saul. Yeah, Sam doesn't care. He's just like, whatever. No. Yeah. This may be it for me soon. I haven't had either.
Hey, you're fine.
Alright. Plays Raigeki. I hope you like this deck I made. I don't know.
I mean, I like it better than the previous one. I think I'd really like to make one though. I would get more out of that.
That's fine.
I want to make the Exodia deck.
Make sure it's thin and really good. Alright. Enchanting Mermaid attacks the manga, but he's gonna search for one. Did you skip it?
I don't know, was it gonna say to use it? I thought I was just gonna do it.
No, you have to say, do you want to do it?
Oh. That's weird. Most of the time it just does these effects.
It gives you the option to do it. It's not mandatory.
That's strange. Okay.
But these games can be a little bit janky.
Yeah, it's okay.
Dancing Elf, it's so bad, but it breaks through Nimble Mamanga's defense.
But I don't have any more. Is it from my hand?
No, it's from your deck.
But that was... I already had one in my hand.
You just said it. It destroyed your first one.
Oh, I guess the third one was in the deck?
Yeah. I'm gonna leave after this. Yeah. Look at them life points grow.
Ooh, Beaver Warrior. That's cool. I'll get Force Raider with Witch of the Black Forces effect. And get attacked by a beaver. Alright. Force Raider will take out the beaver. All she's got left is her mermaid. Bring out the Mystic Tomato. My tomato will lick this mermaid off the water. Force Raider goes down on that face down monster. Give it over to Taya. Taya brings a card down. Ends a turn. We're gonna have to bring out the big guns on this one. Force Raider goes for the face down. Then summon skull attack directly. Are you gonna end on a high note? Ooh, Meteor Dragon. Okay, Black Skull Dragon. Summon Skull's gonna attack your first time monster. It was some crap that nobody uses. So Black Skull Dragon's gonna attack you and then I win.
Good job. I'm out of here. I really need to eat something. Have a good night, everybody.
No way, I lost against you 5 times. Alrighty, so AT is done for now. He needs to get some grub. I might do probably one more match and then head out as well. Sorry, we're a little worn out this Wednesday. But I hope everybody's doing well. We gotta take out Arcana, he's in the thumbnail. And thus begins the battle of the millennium. Will your LP reach 0 before mine, or vice versa? Isn't this positively thrilling? I gotta talk like that because he has those buck teeth. Alright, I'll do this one match and this will be our final one. Activate Graceful Charity, draw 3 cards, send 2 to the grave. It's a lot of traps. Okay, get rid of Mystical Space Typhoon. Activate Confiscation. Pay 1,000. Remove a card from their hand. Soldier of Stone. Sangan. We'll get rid of Harpy's Feather Duster since we have all these traps on our side. Gonna summon Dimensional Warrior and set 3 cards down. Pass my turn. See what Arcana's got going on. Summons Giant Soldier of Stone. We're gonna do Trap Hole on that. Summon a normal monster with over 1,000 attack. It gets destroyed. Sets a card. Then we're gonna summon out Nimble Mamanga. Enter the battle phase. Dimensional Warrior and Nimble Mamanga will go for direct attack. And with that, gonna end my turn. Gonna use Raigeki, try to destroy all our monsters. I planned on that, and that's when we have Magic Jammer. Get rid of Last Will. And negate it. Oh, I forgot about the 7 tools of the bandit though. That's pretty good. But I think because they get destroyed, I'll get out 2 Mamangas, no? Oh, I guess it's gotta be by battle. Alright, Premature Burial on the Giant Soldier of Stone. They got Sangan. But we have Mirror Force. So we will be stuck at a standstill. They get a card to hand. Bring back the Giant Soldier of Stone. And we start from the beginning, but now we got Monster Reborn. We'll get Giant Soldier of Stone, the strongest monster that's been used this duel. You gotta go offense instead of being so defensive. This guy is never getting out of his Dark Magician. Okay, Graceful Charity. Set a card. It is probably Giant Soldier of Stone. So we'll set our card, switch this to defense, end our turn. Ooh, going out for Dark Magician Girl? Cool. Finally get to see a Dark Magician card. Mystic Tomato. I'm gonna special summon a monster to the field. Gonna go for Cyberstein. Then next turn, we'll turn Cyberstein into Ultimate Blue Eyes. Oh, nice. Change of heart. Take their card. Cyberstein effect. Pay 5,000. Summon out a fusion monster. And we'll get Blue Eyes Ultimate. Enter battle. And attack with Blue Eyes Ultimate. And they had Mirror Force too. Everybody got Mirror Force. Hey, we had to keep it interesting. Complete turn. And we end it. Alright, they're gonna set a monster. I'm gonna set a card. And my turn. We're just gonna play the waiting game here. Had to keep it risky. We got Nimble Mamanga. End of my turn. Okay, they're gonna bring out a monster. Yeah, we'll keep it risky. I'll use Solemn Judgment. We'll use Nobleman Across out on that face down. Banishing it. And then we're gonna flip up Mamanga, Giant Soldier Stone, enter battle phase, and go for game. Oop. Okay, easy enough. Seems like we got a good amount of people. I will go for one more. I was gonna be done, but I'm gonna go for one more. There's a good amount of people watching right now.
It was supposed to be the magic show of the century, but Merrick, Highness, Sir Merrick.
Let's get the same dialogue. We're gonna get the Dark Magician pack just to spite him. We get Haniwa, Eye Armor, Petite Angel, Wicked Mirror, Mammoth Graveyard. Alright, we're gonna go for one more. Let's do Umbra and Loomis. Alright, they said they're gonna ring you to death. They're gonna beat us so bad in this card game, and we're gonna just kick the bucket. Nah. We're too good, but we're good. What do we got here? Harpy's Feather Duster. Harpy's Feather Duster, take out their spells and traps. Watch those cards blow up. We got Cyberstone on the field. We're gonna get Pot of Greed. Okay, we got Mystic Tomato. We got Wabaku. We got Magic Jamber. I'd say we're gonna summon Cyberstein. We are gonna just take Take a risk. Pay 5,000. Get out Ultimate Blue Eyes. Set 2 cards. Enter battle? We're just gonna have Cyberstein attack that face down, see what it even is. Okay. Hey, you never know. Kind of a weird card to face down, but that's cool. We'll get him next turn. That's fine. Ooh, Heavy Storm. We're gonna do Magic Jammer on that. We'll discard Manga. I'm gonna set 1 card. That's fine. Okay, we have Mystic Tomato. I think we gotta get risky again and use Mystic Tomato here. Appreciate that, Nick. You know, doing what we can to keep it fun, enjoy some Yu-Gi-Oh! Mix the tomato on the morphing jar. We're each gonna get 5 cards out of this. That's fine. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon goes for 45. Cyberstein goes for a nice 700. Then we're gonna enter main phase 2. Look at what we got in our hand. Axe of Despair. Gets 1,000 attack. Yeah, give it 1,000 attack. Let's give it to Cyberstein. Give it some strength on the field. Now it's at 17. We got Mirror Force. Should be an easy win. Alright, they got this mean looking chef. That's fine. I think we just want to go Mirror Force. Have no monsters on their field. We're just gonna enter battle phase. Attack with Blue Eyes. Easy enough. That one went real quick. And still got a lot of people watching, so might just end up playing a little more. Ooh, Fire Reaper, a Reaper with a flaming arrow that burns an enemy to a crisp. I don't know this one. Looks pretty cool. The Furious Sea King, Grand King of the Seven Seas. He's able to summon massive tidal waves to drown the enemy. This card's in all my shoeboxes when I look at my bulk. La La Leon, an electric cloud creature. Its acid rain makes it very dangerous. Okay. Okay, everyone, we've won 3 times except Arcana. Let's do one more Arcana and end it for tonight. Okay. I don't know why they let us go first. Very weird. Okay, we got Wabaku. Manga. We're gonna set my manga. Let him battle it. Get some life points out of it. Feather Duster. We'll use Wabaku. Stall out the turn. They'll attack my monster. Lose some life points. Nothing else happens. Summon Dimension Warrior. Enter battle. Attack their monster. will take 800, but they both get banished. With that, I'm gonna end my turn. Okay, we're gonna go a little risky. Summon magical, white magical hat, black pendant, give it a little attack boost. Go to 1500. And we'll flip Momonga to attack. Let's see if we can beat over with Momonga, whatever card this is. Okay, Skull Angle. They get a draw. But we're going to use White Magical Hat. Make sure they get rid of one of those cards in their hand after they get some battle damage. Card goes to grave. And we're going to end our turn. They're going to get Dark Elf out. Attack White Magical Hat. But then they're going to take 500 because Black Pendant left the field. Not looking too good for Arcana. Then we're going to take his monster. Enter battle. Attack with Momonga. Attack with Dark Elf. And then let's see Momonga's effects. When this card sent to the graveyard as a result of battle. Yeah, so it's not if I use Dark Hole. That was my next question. Okay, well, we'll end our turn. They'll probably try to attack our Momonga. We'll gain 1,000 life points and then have 2 monsters on the field, so that's fine. What the hell? They killed themselves. Does Dark Elf make you pay 1,000 to attack? What the hell was that? He just killed himself. That was not the show of the century. That was... I didn't even... Wow. This guy just killed himself for no reason. Why did you need 2 Dark Elves? So we're gonna kill yourself with one of them. That's just weird. Oh snap, we got Book of Secret Arts on my spellcasters getting 300 boosts. Silver Fang. Hito Denjak. A rabid starfish that spits a lethal acid that can melt almost anything. Okay, it's got 600 attack. Sounds like we're talking a lot of game for a 2-star 600 attack aqua monster. Alright, we got our copy of that Yu-Gi-Oh! Magazine. We got Time Wizard, baby! Time Wizard! We got a whip. If you're a little freaky with it, we got the moon. Another shell. Dragon treasure. Time Wizard's pretty cool pull. I don't know what's up with this person killing himself. Yeah, we watched his life points disappear. That's corny. Okay. Well, that was too easy. I guess we gotta just knock him out. Let's get that 4th match going in. Easy stuff. Okay, we do Change of Heart. We got Cyberstein. Okay, we're gonna activate Change of Heart. Take their monster. Is it gonna be Skull Angle? Ooh, Giant Soldier of Stone. Then we'll get out Cyberstein. Cyberstein effect. Pay 5,000. Get Blue Eyes Ultimate. Yeah, that was dumb. We're gonna set polymerization to confuse the computer. We're gonna go for a bunch of damage. Okay, and end my turn. And they left giant soldier of stone on the field, so they could lose. Okay, easy enough. Okay, we've seen all these cards before. Okay, that was a lot of dueling. I think we're gonna leave it at that. Clearly, Arcana is really terrible and easy to beat. Hope you had fun with your Yu-Gi-Oh! Hope you had fun watching. Thanks for checking out the stream. This is Sam from Software Agents HQ. This was Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection. Earlier we had AT. We did some back and forth. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll hope to see you next Wednesday. Usually we stream on Wednesdays around 8 or 8:30 Central Time. Good to have y'all here. And if you're watching the archive, much appreciated. And take it easy.